No matter what you want to accomplish, where you want to go, how you want to feel, and what you want to do with your life, diet is always going to be king. Diet is number one, and it is for so many reasons. What you put into your body is the result you are going to get. It's going to be the result of how you feel, your energy, your mood, how attractive you are. So many different things are derived from diet, and it is so important for you to have this one area 100% locked in. No matter if you're trying to build your physique, if you're trying to build a business, if you just want to have more energy, if you want to do better at work, no matter what your end result is, locking in your diet is always going to be the number one most important thing. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because everybody today has an opinion about diet. No matter who it is, they have an opinion. Whether it's your mom, whether it's your dad, whether it's your friend, whether it's your fat coworker, no matter who it is, they have an opinion about diet, and you see it everywhere on social media, on YouTube, just in daily conversations. And most of the things you are being taught and most of the things you hear from other people is complete bullshit. It is wrong. And for the first 23 years of my life, I was doing the wrong things when it came to diet, and it's the reason why I didn't see results in the gym. And it wasn't until I started to change my diet is when my physique actually changed. So I want to break down the 5 misconceptions you might have heard about diet and what to do about them. Biggest misconception that I hear, and I hear it so often, is that cholesterol is bad. Now, cholesterol is bad, but it depends on which type of cholesterol you are getting. So it is a misconception for 2 different reasons. It is because there are 2 forms of cholesterol that you could be getting. Bad cholesterol, which is called LDL, and then good cholesterol, right? And you want to avoid LDL. LDL cholesterol is where heart disease comes in, where coronary disease comes in, and that is what you want to avoid, right? This is literally the 6th leading cause of death in America is heart disease, so you really, really want to avoid the LDL cholesterol. But what you want to do is get the good cholesterol. And the reason why this is a misconception is because cholesterol literally makes testosterone. If you look at a chemical reaction chain, cholesterol is literally the precursor to testosterone. So if you want to have higher testosterone and you want to be able to build muscle and burn fat way quicker, you have to be getting high amounts of cholesterol, good cholesterol, every single day, right? Cholesterol equals testosterone. And so if you are not getting cholesterol, you are not going to be producing testosterone. This is the most important thing, right? It's literally the precursor. The more cholesterol you are getting that is good, that is healthy, that has healthy fats, you are going to produce more testosterone, right? And so a lot of people, they think cholesterol is bad, cholesterol is no good, and let me never eat cholesterol. The reason why is because cholesterol does lead to heart disease, but that is LDL cholesterol. This comes from donuts, burgers, cakes, sugars, fast food, processed foods, bullshit foods that people eat on an everyday basis, that if someone told you that's what their diet was, you'd be like, well, no shit, that's a bad diet. Like, look at what you're eating, right? But if you told someone you're eating ground beef, eggs, raw milk, these are all things that have high amounts of cholesterol, but they are healthy. They are of quality sources. They are from real animals, right? You should not be getting your food from processed sources, from fast food, from literally fake food. You don't know where it comes from, how it's made. It could be made in a lab, right? That is where people go wrong. You want to have good cholesterol, because if you have good cholesterol and you're an active human being, you get out, you go for walks, you have a little amounts of cardio, you are going to be fine. You are going to be okay. It is LDL cholesterol, that is where you get in trouble, right? And you can always do things to lower your bad cholesterol levels, like go for walks, cardiovascular fitness, low intensity steady state cardio. These are all things that you can do to increase your heart health, to better your heart health, in order to offset some of that bad cholesterol, right? But the main thing you can do is avoid that box. Avoid the LDL cholesterol, the donuts, the cake, the processed foods, the fast foods, the burgers, right? The fries. All of that stuff is going to have LDL and bad cholesterol, while you want to focus on good cholesterol. Eggs, red meat. That is the form of cholesterol you want, and that is the form that is going to be able to produce testosterone, okay? So this is the first thing you have to start getting in your diet in order to increase your testosterone levels, is going to be cholesterol. What you actually want to stay away from is that LDL cholesterol, the processed foods, the fast foods, the bullshit foods that are not serving you any good purpose and that are going to lead to those bad heart diseases, right? Focus on red meat and eggs, and then walking, doing a little cardio, a little low intensity, steady state cardio, so you make sure, even though you're getting good amounts of cholesterol, your heart is still healthy and you're in good cardiovascular shape. If you do those two things, you literally have nothing to worry about, right? So cholesterol equals testosterone. If you want more testosterone, get more cholesterol. What I'd recommend for you guys every single day is about 1.5 pounds of ground beef and then 8 eggs every single day. That is going to be able to get you to the cholesterol levels that you need every single day to produce more testosterone. Second misconception is something that I followed heavily for about 23 years of my life. I thought this diet was the best diet for everything for me. I thought the chicken, broccoli, protein shake diet was going to get me jacked. It was going to get me ripped. It was going to get me feeling my best, but that was just not the case. And I would continue to bang my head against that wall year after year after year without understanding what I was doing wrong. And it was right in front of my face, but I refused to believe it. I was ignorant to the fact because I just didn't see it, right? And the second misconception is that the best bodybuilding diet is the chicken, broccoli, rice, and protein shake diet. That is false. And the reason why is because when you are building your body, when you are wanting to look your best, wanting to feel your best, it's more than just about putting on muscle. It is about optimizing your hormones. And a lot of people, including myself, do not understand this fact, right? Eating chicken, broccoli, rice, and protein shakes is going to get you a lot of protein, right? It might get you looking decent, but it's not going to get you feeling your best, not going to get you to high testosterone levels, not going to get you to be able to have a ripped and shredded and aesthetic physique that you ultimately want, right? You see a lot of guys who eat this diet and they all typically look the same. They look bulky, they look bulgy, and they just look awkward, and they don't really scream high test to you, right? Guys who scream high test to me are guys who are tan, who are shredded, who have a lot of muscle, who are in shape, and who are eating the ground beef and egg diet, right? And so the best bodybuilding diet is not going to be chicken, broccoli, and protein shakes. And this is what I ate for so long, believing that this was going to get me ripped. I'm going to just put PS for protein shakes. Believing that this is going to just get me ripped, and it's just not going to happen, right? For 3 years, I was wondering, why am I not making progress in the gym? Why am I putting all this work 6-7 days a week in the gym, getting sleep, right? Cutting back on the drinking, and why am I still not seeing progress? It's because of diet. My diet was messed up. Diet makes up 50 to 60% of literally everything in your life. How you look, how you feel, your mood, your energy. And if your diet is always locked in, you're always going to feel good. You're always going to have greater mood. You're always going to be in good shape. And that is what I didn't realize. I was missing out on 50% of this entire equation. My hormones were jacked up because I was eating this diet. And a lot of guys and a lot of the people that you do see eating this diet are guys who are blasting tren, blasting steroids, and all these different type of things, right? You can eat literally whatever you want if you're going to cheat, right? If you're going to blast steroids and blast tren, you can eat whatever you want, right? But if you are eating the chicken, broccoli, rice, protein shake diet and you are natural, you are not optimizing for your hormones, and that is going to cause you to not be able to put on muscle and burn fat quicker, right? The key thing about having high testosterone is not only wanting to mate and having high libido, but it's also the ability to build muscle and burn fat quicker, and that comes through diet. That comes through diet, and that is what I was missing for the first 3 years of my bodybuilding career. And once I switched to the ground beef, eggs, avocados, rice, raw milk diet, that is when my physique actually took off. That is when I started to see the gains that I've always wanted to see after 3 years. And now I train less, right? Now I train less. It's so simple. I was messing it up the entire time, and it was right in front of me, believing this primary misconception right here. So the third misconception is something that I hear literally all the time. And it especially comes from people who don't know what they're talking about. And it especially comes from people who don't look like they know what they're talking about, okay? So you have to be careful with the advice you get and who you are listening to. And a rule of thumb is if you don't want to look like them, don't listen to them when it comes to fitness and nutrition advice. And that leads me to misconception number 3, and that is that fats are bad, right? A lot of people have this misconception, and I did too, is that you don't want to have any fats in your diet, that fats are bad, right? Watch out for fats, right? You don't want too many fats. Again, another misconception where just because it has the word fat, people think it's wrong, right? But your body needs fat. Your body literally needs fat, but it needs good, healthy fats, right? That is what your body needs, right? So fats in some cases can be bad. Yes, they can be bad, just like any food that is of low quality can be bad, right? But good, healthy fats are what you want in your diet. And the reason why is not only are they going to increase your testosterone levels, but a lot of the time your body, when you are exercising, depending on which stage of exercise you are in, it uses fat. Yes, there are fats that are going to be bad, but you have to understand your body needs fat to operate. Your body stores a certain amount of fat within your body that regulates body temperature. It regulates the ability to expend certain energy in the gym depending on what phase of cardio you are in. So fats are so important and they're so essential. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to cut out fats from my diet completely and I'm going to be able to shred down. That is not the case. It would almost be better for you to cut out carbs completely than to cut out fats, because fats is what your body stores and what your body needs to operate, right? And if you cut out fats, you are going to feel low energy, you're going to feel low mood. But you need to focus on getting good, healthy fats. Things like avocado, butter, ground beef, eggs. These are good, healthy fats that you should have in your diet that are going to allow you to be able to have more energy, have greater mood, right? Fats are so essential and key for your testosterone levels. Good healthy fats are a precursor to testosterone, just like cholesterol is, right? A lot of the cholesterol and good healthy fats, they go hand in hand. Ground beef, eggs, raw milk, right? All of those things have a decent amount of fats in them, and they also have a decent amount of cholesterol in them, which is going to be good for your testosterone levels, right? Any foods that are of low quality are going to be bad. It doesn't matter if they're a carb, a protein, a fat, a fucking whatever. It doesn't matter, right? If they're of low quality and they are no good, they should not be in your diet, right? But you need to focus on getting good, healthy fats in every single meal because your body needs fats, right? If you do not have fats, you are not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to have no energy, no mood. Fourth misconception isn't really something that is super popular, but it is something that I run into my daily life all of the time. And when people figure this out about me and they find out that I drink this certain drink, they are a little bit scared for my well-being, and it's because they have the misconception that raw dairy is bad, right? And the reason why I drink raw milk is because it gives me superpowers. I feel like whenever I am not drinking raw milk, my lifts in the gym are weaker, I feel less strong, I feel less libido, and I feel less energy throughout the day, right? When I drink this drink, I just feel amazing, and when I'm off it, I'm like, something's a little bit missing. I'm missing that edge. And a lot of people, they have this misconception that raw dairy is bad, primarily because it can get you sick, right? There are certain age groups and certain people that probably should stay away from it, like children, pregnant women, older populations, but for the most part, people can drink it, right? As long as they are doing the other things correctly, they're not drinking alcohol, they're not inflaming their body, they're not putting seed oils in their body. Raw milk is one of the best drinks that you can have to take your testosterone to the next level, but also to take your micronutrient intake to the next level. See, raw milk has so many nutrients in it, and it's a higher quality of nutrients because it is straight from the cow, right? It is its purest source, so it has the most nutrients in it, and it is going to allow you to take everything that you want in your life to the next level. All of the vitamins, I believe there's like vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin B12, and it's the best and cleanest source of all of these vitamins because there is no purification process. It's not pasteurized. None of that bullshit is happening to it. And so the nutrients are of the highest quality source. And that is the reason why I drink raw milk. I feel like when I drink it, I get certain micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals that I don't get in my diet. And I get them at a cleaner and a better source than anywhere else in my diet, right? For most of my grocery shopping, I just go to Whole Foods, but raw milk I get from a farm and it's straight pure, right? It's the highest quality of nutrients that you can get possible. So this is why I drink it every single morning, and I notice that when I drink it, my recovery is better, my lifts are better, I feel more energized, I have greater mood, I'm higher libido. all of these things, right? No matter what else, even if my sleep schedule might be a little off, whatever the case may be here and there, maybe I'm messing up a few different things. If I have raw milk, I feel like I can always be strong in the gym. I feel like I'm always making progress in the gym. And it's because of those micronutrients that I'm getting, and it's increasing my testosterone levels, right? A lot of testosterone is derived from the micronutrients you get and how optimized your hormones are. And raw milk is going to help you get that hormone optimization that your body needs in order to produce more testosterone. See, a lot of people, they don't understand the fact that your hormones need to be optimized in order to produce more testosterone. And how your hormones get optimized is through the nutrients that you are putting in your body. And so raw milk has the cleanest and the best source of nutrients that you can put into your body so you can optimize your hormones and have a higher testosterone. So if you are a man, a masculine man, and you want higher testosterone, you want to feel better, you want to have greater mood, greater energy, right? You want to have better lifts every single day, drink raw milk. It's that simple. And if you've never tried it, just try it. Why not? What is the worst that can happen, right? Some people do get sick, but it's really in the cases of children, older people, pregnant women. You don't really have anything to worry about, right? So try it. Try it for 1 week. Buy 1 gallon. You can go to a locals farmer's market, get it, simple and easy, and try it. And see how your lifts increase, how you feel better, higher libido, greater mood, greater energy, all from having a drink that has all of the micronutrients. Number 5, my favorite of all of them, and the most common misconception pretty much brought to us by our own government, is that vegetables are good and vegetables are a superfood, right? Vegetables are not good and they are not a superfood. And the reason why is because they are sprayed in pesticides, they have toxins, and they cause digestive issues. Not only are those things super harmful to you and your testosterone levels, but they also have a property called oxalates. And what oxalates do is that they bind to your chemical receptors and they lower the amount of nutrients you are able to absorb. So you have to watch out for certain vegetables. I know things like spinach are really bad and things like broccoli. I always thought broccoli was good, but broccoli is heavily sprayed in pesticides, has a lot of toxins, right? You don't want to be putting pesticides, toxic chemicals, and oxalates into your body. You never want something that is going to cause you to absorb less nutrients. You never want something that is literally toxic for your body. And that is what people do when they eat vegetables all of the time. They are not good. This is a common misconception that I see. And instead of vegetables, what you should be eating is fruits. Fruits are better than vegetables. And the reason why fruits are better is because they not only give you certain carbs and give you certain energy that your body needs to restore its glycogen stores, but also fruits aren't sprayed in pesticides. They don't have bad chemicals. And a lot of them are just naturally from the ground and easily. A lot of fruits you can get out there just by picking off a tree, right? They are natural and they're not going to cause any more harm to your nutrient absorption. In fact, they're going to give you more nutrients, right? They are more nutrient dense. They are more hydrating than other things, especially vegetables. Vegetables are going to dehydrate you and give you stomach issues, digestional issues that you do not want to have because they are sprayed in pesticides and they have toxins. Anything that is toxic for your body is going to be toxic for your stomach, and you are going to have digestive issues if that is the case. So it's much better to eat fruits, watermelon, pineapple, oranges. These are all fruits that are way better. They are simple sugars that are going to allow you to rehydrate your glycogen stores, get the carbs you need so your body can get in rest and recovery mode right away. But additionally, so your pumps are better, so you're feeling better in the gym, and you have more of a hydration system, right? Vegetables are going to dehydrate you. They're going to give you toxins, and they're going to be sprayed in oxalate pesticides that are not good for your body, right? You want your body to keep in as many nutrients as possible, and you do that through things like fruit, raw milk, cholesterol, ground beef, eggs, rice. Simple, right? The diet should be natural. Your diet should be natural from the earth, right? From how our ancestors ate is how you guys should eat. If you look at testosterone levels and how they've declined year after year after year after year, it is because we are getting further away from that natural lifestyle, that natural diet that we used to have as human beings. When human beings were out hunting for food, that is when they were the highest testosterone because they were in the sun all day. They were eating meat, right? They were eating natural foods. All of the foods nowadays are sprayed in pesticides. They go through fermentation. They go through pasteurization, right? They go through processing. And all of these things have harmful chemicals in them that cause you to be addicted to them, and other foods that we've just made up and generated from a lab, like cereal, right? These are not natural foods that humans are meant to eat. We are supposed to eat foods that are natural from the earth, from the ground, from animals. It's really simple. We overcomplicate shit and it gives us a terrible result. So keep it simple. Ground beef, eggs, rice, raw milk, fruits, and stay away from anything else. Anybody who tells you anything else, they don't know what they're talking about, because diet has so many misconceptions around them from people trying to feed you the wrong information. So if you want somebody to make you a diet plan so you can have higher testosterone, feel your best, look your best every single day, click the link in the description and I can see if you're a good fit for my one-on-one coaching program. And I will see you guys on the next video.